To depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me, I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say they see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. And then back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big, you feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair, you had the advantage, we wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Your worst nightmare. I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy. Toby ain't my name. Y'all still want us think our history started when we were slaves? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made. I was chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you acting like I ain't.
Hold on, family. Hold on. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Mic check. Peace to the YouTube family. Mic check. I know it's... Let me know if y'all can hear me on YouTube, family. I can check myself, though, while I'm waiting on y'all. I can check myself while I'm waiting on y'all. We live right now. Welcome. Let me see. YouTube family. Let me know if y'all can hear me on YouTube. I can check myself though while I'm waiting on y'all. Okay, yeah, we good. I can check myself while I'm waiting on y'all. All right, family. So thank you, Brother Bam. I appreciate you, black man, always coming through, helping your brother out as we try and put this thing together. So, listen, welcome to the Shifting the Culture podcast. I am your host, Brother King Cam, and we are here tonight with another action-packed show. And as you can see in the title, we're going to be discussing the viral video of the sister who was hit in the face with the brick in Houston, Texas. So, first I want to say, I appreciate the YouTube family for tuning in. I need everybody on YouTube to smash the like button. I need you to also subscribe to the channel, family. Also, I need you to join our text list, STC Podcast, to 888-294-2793. I need you to subscribe to the text list because that's how we're going to be able to take our conversations offline. And I'm going to be adding extra value for those who are on the text list. And starting next week, I'm going to be sending out links directly to those who are on the text list, just so that you can make sure that you come on to the show. So I want you to go ahead and do that. Shout out to the Facebook family. I need you to like and share as well. Let me know in the comment section what city and state you're checking in from. I know Brother Bam is out there in Texas. And shout out to Brother Nathan Fields. You know, man, the regulars, man. We like family. And these brothers are the regulars that always come through, support the brother. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all big time. And like I said, share on Facebook. Let's get this out to as many people as possible. And also to the Twitter family. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as well. Can you send your brother a couple of retweets? Now, we talked about this last night on Twitter Space, but I want to kind of dive into it heavily on the podcast. This is the purpose of the podcast, is that we're able to dive into it heavily. All right. Brother Bam said we sound good. Thank you, my brother. I don't know why my mouse is acting up. I can't center it. Shout out to Brother Bam. Say we sound good on here, family. All right. Just making sure, because it was acting up. Shout out to my brother Nathan Fields checking in. Brother David in the building. Appreciate you, Brother David. Assalamu alaikum. Brother David 3X right here, family. So I just wanted to give some shout outs, family. Please invite somebody to come in to have this conversation tonight, because we want to really talk about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to waste no more time. I'm going to go ahead and pull up video that I seen online. That kind of, oh shoot, playing it too early. that kind of goes in depth. It's actually a video that kind of details the whole story. So instead of me having to play her video and then add all these pieces that this video actually already has in it, we just gonna watch this video and then I'm gonna add my commentary to it. And then I'm gonna go into a deep dive of what I was seeing on Twitter Space and on Twitter, really all up and down the timeline for the last 2 days. And then we're gonna really get into that and I'm gonna pull up my Instagram post as well, so people can look at the Instagram post and see a lot of the questions. I'm gonna answer some of the questions from my Instagram post as well, family. So let me start this over from the beginning. And then let me pull this bad boy up. And then we're gonna talk about it. All right, here we go. Boom.
For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. A viral video has been making its rounds all over social media where
Let me know if y'all can hear that.
sharing her experience after encountering a man who hit her in the face with a brick for not giving out her phone number. The original video from Ro Bache was shared online by The Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, and various others online tabloids. The caption from The Shade Room reads, "Woman gets hospitalized after being hit in the face with a brick by a man after she refuses to give her number." The incident occurred in Houston, Texas, and she says she was surrounded by men who did absolutely nothing. She says the man got in the car and left the scene after assaulting her and is afraid he will never get caught. Now, the first of several videos took place moments after the incident where Ro called out all of the black men that saw the attack and didn't do anything about it. Ro was shocked at the amount of bystanders that didn't intervene or retaliate in her defense.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick and all these black men just watched. And then I don't give a This man hit me with grabbed a rock and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face. Man, fuck all y'all niggas.
The next video shows Ro in the hospital with her injuries clearly visible. She would go into detail about how disappointed she was.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life.
All right, family. So I'm going to go ahead and start there. Walaikum salam, Sister Love. Man, I haven't seen you in a minute, sis. I haven't seen Sister Love in a good minute. Walaikum salam. It's good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So let's go ahead and start right there. Now, originally, that's the video that everybody saw, right? The video everybody saw was her in the parking lot. After the situation that happened, and she was saying that, you know, she was hit in the face with the brick and that all the people that was out there, all the dudes that was out there, all the men stood around and did nothing. So that was the first video we saw. Then we saw the hospital video that we looking at right now. We saw the hospital video. And again, visibly, you could see the wounds and everything like that, right? So this is my stance on it. And I'm going to go to my Instagram page as well so that we can go ahead and just, because people had questions that I wanted to answer tonight on the show from my Instagram post. So my stance from the whole thing was this. There is no excuse for men to sit around and see a woman being assaulted and do nothing. That's my stance now. That was my stance yesterday or the day before yesterday when I first saw the video. That's going to always be my stance. There's no excuse for any man to sit and see a woman being assaulted or about to be assaulted and refuse to step in. So I'm just laying that foundation right there. That way you already know where I'm coming from. Now I'm going to add more to that, but I just want to get that out the way. There's no excuse, any reason why any man that's worth a grain of salt would see a woman about to be assaulted and stand there and do nothing. All right? So let's just go ahead and get that out the way. Now, I know what y'all saying. I know what y'all saying, brothers. And this is why I said I wanted to address some of this on my on the podcast from my Instagram page because people had some questions. So there are other videos of her that came out later. You know how we do on social media. Once videos go viral, boy, we start investigating. You know, we super detectives. We work for the FBI, the CIA. That's why, you know, none of our black organizations can really get unity going because, you know, we got agents that's among us. We got agents that's among us. So, you know, we the FBI, the CIA all wrapped in one. So once this situation happened, you know, we did all of the research. So we started pulling all of the other videos that she had circulating on social media. Come to find out, she got a big social media following on TikTok. So now we get into the juice. Hold on, sister Love. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Man, that's family right there. Sister Love been with us since we was the campaign TV show. So she came on over with us, you know, with Shifting the Culture. Same as brother Nathan and brother Bam. They all been with me since I was the campaign TV show, and now we shifting the culture. So man, that's family. So anyway, now other videos have come out of this sister because she got a big following on TikTok. So now when we get into the videos, and I'm gonna show y'all the videos because this video has her other videos in it, and it has eyewitness accounts in it too. So we're gonna get into all of that. But the problem I had yesterday in the space that I held yesterday on Twitter was I saw a lot of men justifying, after they saw her videos from TikTok, justifying her getting hit with a brick. That's where we had to split paths. That's where me and the brothers had to split paths. Now, y'all know I'm riding with the brothers. I'm riding with my people. I'm riding with truth. But I ride for my brothers, especially because I know how hard it is. I walk these shoes every day. I'm in these shoes each and every day. The same footsteps that you all are walking in, I'm walking in. So I got a special place in my heart for the brothers. So you know I'm going to stand up. I'm going to defend us. I'm going to defend us with all the truth that I know. And as long as we in the right, I'm going to keep defending us. And even when we in the wrong, I'm never going to not defend us against the enemy. And then even when we in the wrong, I hold us accountable because that's necessary. So I hope y'all don't take this from me as being some type of personal attack. So, but this right here was unacceptable for the brothers. And my tweets stated that no men, because they have this thing, and I don't know if y'all familiar. So let me talk to the Culture family real quick. Now, they got this thing going on Twitter, and it's called delineation, where they are separating themselves, Black American people. Quote, they call themselves Black American or foundational Black Americans, meaning you can trace your ancestry or your lineage back to being here on American soil from any of the 13 colonies in American soil. That's what they classifying as foundational Black American. Like your family can be traced back to slavery in the 1600s, 1700s. That's what they call it and classifying as Black Americans. So you got this group of Black people who are now separating themselves from the rest of the diaspora, meaning they separating themselves from Somalis, they separating themselves from Ghanaians, they separating themselves from any other Africans, they separating themselves from any Caribbeans, meaning Trinidadians, Haitians, Jamaicans. They separating themselves from all of that, right? This is what the movement that's going on Twitter. It's leaked over a little bit over into Clubhouse. Not so much on Instagram, but it's heavy on Twitter. So these people got upset with this sister for getting hit with the brick and then saying that no men did anything. Their position was, well, there was no black American men there. So don't lump us in with your foreign men or your immigrants men who didn't do nothing. So I stepped in and said, well, wait a minute. This is unacceptable behavior, whether you're an immigrant, whether you are a quote unquote black American man, whether you are a damn white man. Any type of behavior like this when it comes to women and children is unacceptable. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. Doesn't matter if you're a black man, white man, Asian man. Doesn't matter. As men, regardless to what you call yourself, you have a duty to protect the women and children. That's just real talk. Yeah, that's just real talk, family. You have a duty to protect the women and children. Now, brothers, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say because you asked me on Instagram earlier. Let me see if I can pull up some of the comments. Because there's 90 comments up here. So let me see if we can pull up some of these comments where some people had questions, right? This is a good one. I'm going to show y'all right here. Okay? Right here. Question. So what happens when another male intervenes and the assailant pulls out a gun and starts shooting? Good question. What happens when another male intervenes and the assailant pulls out a gun and starts shooting? This is where, brothers, we have to be critical thinkers. We have to be critical thinkers. I'm not asking you to go crash out. I'm not asking you to go be a crash dummy. So please don't mistake my words for saying go crash out, because that's not what I'm saying. I know the brothers thought that's what I was saying, so I wanted to clear the record. I'm not asking you to crash out, right? Because we have to be critical thinkers, but we also have to train, number one. And this is why a lot of men say, I'm not going to intervene, or what happens if X, Y, and Z, is because we're not confident enough in our abilities to actually engage someone and come out victorious. So we come out with all of these different scenarios on what could happen. What's the worst thing that could happen? If you're taking self-defense, if you're training in some type of fighting science, more than likely, most of these people out here perpetrating these crimes will not be no match for you if you training on a daily. If you're training regularly, you're confident in your science, you know how to handle yourself, you know how to handle various scenarios and various situations. You're not going to run across too many people out here committing these type of acts that you won't be able to handle with a quickness. So the fact that these questions are questions that are being asked by black men shows that we're not training. We're not confident. And most of us are relying on the fact that we may buy a weapon, and that's what makes us a man. That's what makes us confident to handle these situations. That's incorrect. I know plenty of brothers that will handle somebody with a weapon. Just because you got a weapon means absolutely nothing. Having a weapon does not give you a one-up. It honestly doesn't give you a one-up. When you're dealing with a critically thinking man or woman, just because you got a weapon does not give you the advantage. I don't care what weapon you got. You can have a 40, you can have a 40 cal. You can have a 45. You can have a 38, a 22, whatever it is that you want to have. You can have a baby Draco. You can have all that. Don't matter. Doesn't matter. All right. So the fact that these questions exist let me know that the brother's not training. Because that means you lack confidence in your ability to handle yourself. You lack confidence in the ability to eliminate a threat. You lack confidence in the ability to disarm a person. So this is why these questions exist. Another question. Because again, there's no way that this should be justified. So they got a lot of people talking about her older videos. And we're going to get to her older videos. All right. So there was another question on here as well that I wanted to pull up. And there's another point of view out there saying that you should not go out and defend strange women. Now, I want to address that. I'm not asking the brothers to go and crash out. But the fact that we seeing each other as strange is a problem. And it shows a lack of empathy. And this is why in the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it's heavy on unity. It's heavy on knowledge of self. It's heavy on coming together as a community and getting to know your brother and your sister so you don't see each other as a stranger. So in situations like this, you don't have the perception that I'm taking up for a stranger or that I'm intervening on the behalf of a stranger. We have to look at each other. Can't even talk today. We have to look at each other as brothers and sisters. That's what I'm saying. All right. But that comes with community and that comes with love. The reason why we can't look at one another as brothers and sisters is because we don't see ourselves as brothers and sisters. We don't look at ourselves and have enough self-worth. We don't look at ourselves as anything. We hate ourselves. We hate our lives. Many of us hate the way that we look. Many of us hate the particular stage of life that we're in at this particular time. We hate the choices that we made. So we dealing with all of that stuff internally. We hate what we see in the mirror. So let alone did you go out in this world and can actually care about the next person when you can really rarely care about yourself. We eat all type of strange foods. We put all type of poison in our bodies. We constantly on the weekend dumping liquor and alcohol and drugs into our body. How can you see somebody else as your brother or sister? How could you care for them when you don't even care about yourself? You got one life to live. You got one body that God blessed you with, and you tearing it down. You tearing that down. These are all symptoms of self-hate. And this is what we're suffering from. So forget the next man. We don't love self enough. And this is what's going on with ourselves and in our community. And this is why we can't see each other as brothers and sisters, okay? So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, you're going to die anyway. We all going to die. All of us got a death date that we have no idea is coming. We don't know the time. We don't know the place. We don't know how. But the last thing that you want to do is die a coward. It's the last thing you want to do is die a coward. So there's no reason, brothers, that you should ever be standing by. Because listen, I got 4 daughters, and I'm going to tell you straight like this. If any of my daughters was to ever get into anything, and it was brothers that were standing around and they allowed another man to come and do harm to my daughters, once we got finished with the culprits, you lumped in with the culprits. So it's going to be a first set of culprits and a second set of culprits that got to go be seen. That's just real talk. That's just real talk. Because this copping out with the brothers is unacceptable. And this is where we have to draw the line. I'm going to get to the sister and her videos and her ideology and the rhetoric that she's put out. I'm going to get to that. But none of that justifies her being hit in the face with a brick. None of that justifies any woman being assaulted by a man. Whether he punching her in the face, whether he body slamming her, whether he choking her, whatever the case may be. Pulling a weapon out on her, whatever the case may be. No matter what she did. As long as she didn't try to take your life. As long as she's not attempting to take your life, there's nothing that she could do that would cause you to react in that type of way. You need to remove yourself from the scene. De-escalate. Remove yourself from the scene, but we're not beating up on women. And we're not taking no excuses from men about these women. All right? Shout out to Gutter, man, for making it, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Let me slide over here real quick. Tap in with the family. All right, let's see. El Polo Loco, what's going on? What's going on, family? Want to do some shout outs real quick. Sister Love, always support the show. Always support the show. Big time top fan right there. Gutter Man said he made it. I appreciate you for tapping in, brother. Like I said, we going to get to the sister, though, because I know about her videos. I know about her rhetoric. I know what she said about black men. I know what she was standing on. So, yeah, we're gonna address what she was standing on, but we got to stand on the business as men got to stand on the business. Then we'll address the women. See? But what my brother Nathan said, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, but a brave man dies one time. You're going to die one day, brother. Don't walk this earth as a coward. Don't ever walk this earth bowing and fearing anything other than God. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's your supervisor. I don't care if it's your wife. I don't care who it is, what it is. The police, the government. I don't care what it is. You don't fear anything but God. You can respect those in authority over you. You can respect the government. You can respect the police. That doesn't mean go out and disrespect the police. You can respect them, but don't fear them. Don't fear them. You fear nothing but God. We as Muslims are taught and trained, you fear no one but Allah. We fear no one but Allah. So we're not bowing to no police. We're not bowing to no government. We're not bowing to no niggas at the club. We're not doing none of that. All right? A coward dies 1,000 deaths. That's a fact. That's a fact. Sister Melanin said, how could a man see a sister get assaulted and some brothers will say, what did she do? This is the society that we living in because that's what was going on Twitter. Sister Love, that's what was going on Twitter all day yesterday. A bunch of brothers sitting up tweeting about what the sister was doing, about her videos, what she was saying in her videos, how she didn't care about black men, all this other stuff, using that as a reason for her to have been hit with a brick. And then they tried to backpedal on it and say, well, we didn't say that we was supporting her being hit with a brick. We didn't say that we encouraged that behavior, but you didn't speak out against the behavior is the point. And this was another thing that they had a problem with on Black Twitter was the fact I told you about these FBA or BA, quote unquote, Black American Foundational Black American Movement. They were trying to say that she was lumping in foundational Black Americans with these foreigners that was in the video with her. Now it do sound like she had other foreigners. Those men that was there were foreigners, right? They weren't from Atlanta, is what I'm saying. Again, my position is it doesn't matter where they from. They was dead wrong. And we're going to hear from him because there's a video of a guy that was there. He said he was there. So we're going to hear from him too. So I'm just laying this out though, laying the foundation for us to understand as men. This is why the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that all men and boys need to join the FOY. Not become registered members of the Nation of Islam, but join the FOY so you can be tapped into this brotherhood, so that you can be tapped into the training that we have, so that you are able to now move in accordance the same way that the FOY is moving in accordance. See, Muhammad don't make no punks. Farrakhan don't make no punks. This is how you able to make your community a safe and decent place to live. You got to get trained first. So you got to get with some brothers that's fearless, so that you can now begin to increase your confidence so you can be fearless and be less fearful. But it's only going to be because brothers helped you. If you with other people that's scary, then you're going to be scary too. That's just how it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is why we inviting all the brothers to come on out. Because you'll eliminate all of that shooting and stuff in the community once we go ahead and get some testicular fortitude about ourselves. You know, a lot of those who out in the community, they really scared of our young people. The young people really running the block. So you can't really tell them nothing because you too scared to tell them something because you think they're going to beat you up. They're going to shoot you down. They're going to do all that kind of stuff. But when the FOY come through, this is an actual fact. Whenever the FOY come through a community, it don't matter how gangster they are. It don't matter how many tools they got. It don't matter how strapped up they are, how many bodies they got. When the FOI come through, suited and booted, all that energy get down to here. We go through the roughest, toughest communities in every inner city in America. I don't care if it's Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, New York City, you name it, we in there. You name it, we in there. Well, because we got brothers that's FOI that come out of those communities, that come out of those hoods. We got brothers in the ranks that's in Chicago that come out of the wild hundreds. We got brothers that's in the ranks that come out of Dallas, Texas, out of Oak Cliff. We got brothers in the ranks that come out of, the south side of Atlanta and the east side of Atlanta, Zone 6 and all of that. We got brothers in the ranks that come from that. So it's nothing that they have that we don't have. Nothing. Let me get back to this, though. I wanted to finish giving a commentary, but I wanted to lay that base on that. Family. Let me go ahead and get us back on this, though, so that we can get to her commentary, because no, she can't escape. She can't escape. She can't play victim. So we're gonna get to it. Here we go.
To hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" He's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they're all just watching, and they let that nigga get in a corner. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
Now, what she's doing is gaslighting, because we're going to see her later videos and what she really feels about black men. And that was an attempt to gaslight the brothers. After the rhetoric that she's put out on social media and the content that she's put out, based on how she truly feels and the movements and the ideas that she supports, she tried to gaslight black men. And you shouldn't do that, sisters. Don't do that. Because it's hypocritical for you to gaslight in a situation like this, especially knowing that you feel the way that you feel in the first place. So if you feel the way that she feels about black men, which we're going to get into, then you should not honestly be expecting black men to insert themselves in your affairs. I'm just got to keep it real. You should not expect black men, when you put this rhetoric out here, to insert themselves in situations that you put yourself in. That's just real talk. All right?
In the final video updating everyone, Roe would express gratitude for the support she's received thus far, but also took the time to call on her followers to put the face of the man who hit her out there. She would ask to center and make him the focal point of this discussion instead of her. After thanking those who were on her side, Roe would end the video by calling her criticizers unsympathetic, lacking compassion, and evil. Her caption read, "My anxiety is on 10. I'll be on Do Not Disturb for a while."
You don't even know. I really, really do appreciate the support. You know what I mean? I see so many women coming to help me. I appreciate it. I'm in gratitude, but I don't appreciate being centered and talked about. There's a lot of bullying. There's a lot of fucking bullshit, and y'all just kill me because I didn't have a choice. You know what I mean? There was nothing I could have done to anticipate something like that to happen. There's like zero that I could have done. If y'all want to talk about this conversation,